And so the calm before the storm. A game this so engraved into sporting history. These two teams have squared up so many times before. It is a rivalry whose significance has never been diluted and never ever will be. All stemming from that simple dread at the very idea of losing each to the other. Everyone here is obliged to win. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Familiar feet. Eze! That's another chance! Goal! Arsenal! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, you might think I'm being a bit harsh, Peter, but I just can't help the feeling that the keeper should have done a better job. Full stop.
Arsenal have their opener. It is a goal of real significance.
Well, that's changed the mood entirely, as you'd expect, Peter. It'll be fascinating now to see what kind of reaction it will cause.
Now he's got space here. Stood up well to him there.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
And a header! Well, that is clearly not the outcome he wanted.
That's good play, plenty of targets in the penalty area and plenty of movement too.
Udogi. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Can he latch on to this? Now it's Kudus. He saw the danger and he went crashing in. He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again. White. Somewhat off target. Madueke. And in Capier. And it's Eze. Now that looks a decent ball. He's in plenty of space here. He has found the way through. Cross in, looks like a good one. Shapes to shoot! Now then, the ball's come loose.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty...
Oh no, this does not look good. Well, some are shouting for a corner, but the referee says goal kick. Udogi. This is a promising build-up. Gabriel calmly anticipates. Threads one in. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
That looks a cracking ball. Simons looks across and plays it in. Knocks it into space. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep, crossed into the box. Arsenal with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And now they can spring out of defence. And he was quick to react. Long ball by the goalkeeper. Oh, that's well spotted. Just coming up to the 30-minute mark. And it's Kudus. Looking for options for movement.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Ødegaard. Rice. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Subimendi. And Incapié. Gabriel. Tries to play it through. So no flag here. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Madison. Madueke. And it's White. Ødegaard. Now Saliba. That's a risky ball, you've got to say.
Tottenham certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
And that's played in. Rice! And that is wildly off target. João Palhinha. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Incapié. Half-time getting close now. Oh no, no circumventing this opponent. Aimed beyond the defence. That's going to go a long way. Corner number 2 then. Defending of the desperate variety. Just eases him off the ball. Tottenham are looking to go forward now. No, that's been intercepted. Madueke. Subimendi. Turns back here, probably the best option. And it's Rice. Eze. Incapié. Oh, he's found support out wide. Keeper's dealt with that. And the volley. Good strike, quite an alarm. And that signals the end of the first period. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Tottenham come in at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
Now let's all rally behind.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
Well, it's been a proper derby so far, no doubt about that. Intense and utterly captivating. So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Well, I think...
Decent chance! Oh, denied brilliantly!
That'll earn him a few high fives. Probably feels he could have been better protected, though. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
And he's gone backward here. Chance for a shot! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
It's their second corner of the game. And now a sudden chance to counter. Great vision. Lovely pass, but can he get there? That is great defending, so alert. Gabriel getting this one clear.
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
Back to the keeper it goes. Hoisted upfield by the keeper.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Now it's Kudus. Kudus. And the shot! Of course! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Not the most convincing of passes. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Now it's Madison. And here's Kudus. Great chance! And he has his goal! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly done.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Tottenham have their lead.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in. Arsenal really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Tottenham have hit a quick-fire double here and are 2-1 up. What a comeback. And it's João Palhinha. Zubimendi. Now White. Madueke. Ødegaard. Oh, it's come loose. And here's Eze. Capier. Eze providing an outlet on that impressive jump. Oh, it's fallen kindly here. And that is well cleared. That's a good ball out wide. It's a promising position. White is very much the model of the modern-day fullback. Pedro Porro. He's a sharp little ball here.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And here's Eze. He's found space here. He's shifting through the gears here. That is a brilliant interception.
Arsenal really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. No, he refuses to take the bait. He's in a great position here. He's Simmons! And the ball's come loose here. Space for him to turn and look. He's looking wide. That is ended up in no man's land. Madueke. Gyökeres tries to pass it through. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Zubimendi. And it's Ødegaard. Van der Ven kept his eye on it, and he's there. Very much into the last knockings. Pedro Porro. Now it's Simons.
2 added minutes has been
Porro.
indicated.
It's a good spell of possession, this. Can he get on the end of this? That's an excellent interception. White. Couldn't squeeze it through. And that is as far as it goes. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so very, very good. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert, Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Incredible. He had all the time in the world to pick his spot as well.
Now he's got space here. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Gnabry. Now it's Mbappe. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Serge Gnabry's early career was a real struggle, but has seen a spectacular revival where he's transformed himself into one of Europe's most sought-after wide players now. And I think it's a real story of...
Mbappe! Loose ball now, and there's a chase onto it. Oh, what has happened here? And it's Camavinga. Klaus, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. Goes for a shot! Goal! France! And France are in front. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Hernandez. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Oh no, what has happened here? It's a really well-measured ball. Mbappe! Space for him to turn and look. Rudiger with the clearance. That is ended up in no man's land. Now try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. Andrić. Germany are very well equipped down the flanks. It is a tried and tested formula.
Well, Peter, that can cause real problems if they're allowed to run riot in those positions, whether through...
He's rising! Crossbar comes to the rescue. Didn't quite get enough on that.
That's good play. Plenty of targets in the penalty area and plenty of movement too.
Hernandez. Out towards the flank. And that could set him on his way. Klaus. And it's made its way to him. And that's an excellent interception. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Upamecano. Adeyemi. And it's Kimmich. Andrić. Tar. Now it's Gnabry. Raum has it out wide and in space. And that's played in low. Nicked it back promptly. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. Goes down, but nothing given. Kimmich. And he's overcooked that. Saliba clears without hesitation. He won't be happy with that one. Raum. And Stiller. Raum. And this is Gnabry. He's got away. It's out for a goal kick. Saliba. Chouameni. That's a really buccaneering run he's making. Tar. Could be danger here. Oh, good ball.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Spread it left. Raum. Nice looking ball.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Great chance! Off the post! It didn't come off, but an audacious effort.
Well, you've got to admire the confidence and the agility. Wasn't too far off either.
Raum just eases him off the ball. Aims beyond the defence. Well, it's a look of bewilderment. His touch deserted him at the key moment.
Well, I think that might well put him off watching tonight's highlights.
A poorly directed kick from the keeper. He's given it away. Chouameni. That's a cute ball. Olise in towards the back stick.
That was well seen too. Good clearance.
Havertz. Nicely weighted ball. Can he latch on to this? Adeyemi stood his ground strongly. Klaus deals with that. And we've reached half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. How would you review the first half?
France really have looked very good in transitions, so I'll be expecting more of the same in this second half. They just need to remain patient and just wait for that chance to break again.
France looking solid, if not too much more at half-time. It's 1-0. The second half is up and running. France leading courtesy of the game's only goal. And it's Gnabry. Wirtz receives it in a wide position. Upamecano did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Kimmich opts for safety. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. And Raum. And he's been shifted off it. Camavinga tries to pass it through. Olise.
That's good play
crossed
from him.
Into the box.
That's good defensive concentration.
Chouameni. Saliba. And it's Koundé. Koundé trying to get out of a very... Oh no, this does not look good. He's picked his way through.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
And it's Stiller. Olise. Can he get it through? Opts to play it back. Germany can breathe again, just.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Olise receives it in a good position here. Now it's Gnabry. Now it's Wirtz. Adeyemi. And he's managed to get free. He's having a shot! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Wirtz actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
And that should get the job done.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Your impression so far, Jim?
They're ahead, but they're not playing as if they are. There seems to be more of an emphasis on protecting their lead than adding to it. It's all gone a little timid.
Oh, it's Dembele. Dembele touches it back. Havertz, nicely spread.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Oh, that's fabulous. Adeyemi. He slings it in. Kamavinga. Koundé.
There's a real tenacity about their defensive play, and it's up close and personal.
Looking to play him in. And he's intervened well there. Stiller. That has been slung wide. Well, good play on the left-hand side here. Dembele wants to run onto this.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
He's on it, can he get away?
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
France still ahead by the game's only goal. Gnabry. Flings in across. Cleared without hesitation. Well, nicely intercepted. Spread to the right. Dembele, who's set up one goal so far. There's the delivery. Bullish header! Saliba attempts a clearance.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish, and no half measures from here.
Very much into the last knockings. Now it's Wirtz. Dembele. Now, can they get him away? That's been slipped through. Thinks about the shot. He is through here. Oh, that is asking for trouble. That's a decent clearance. And that will be the final act. France have done it. Their solitary strike ultimately proving just enough. A terrific win, however you look at it. Kamavinga picking up the man of the match award. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm your commentator Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
Have a look at this. It is what you anticipate here these days in London North 7. An undulating red and white wave, an Arsenal wave which envelops the team. So things are underway. Cross is blocked, and that's a corner.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
João Cancelo clears it away. Barcelona have the chance to go the other way. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Peter, I'm a huge fan of Bukayo Saka. Someone always praised for his versatility, his attitude and his cleverness around the pitch. He has the potential to excel in all positions across that front line. But I'd personally like to see him as part of a front three. I think he operates best in that area.
Yes, he's certainly the one who carries the hopes of his team. Some front-footed pressing going on here. Gyökeres. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Lewandowski, it's a really well-measured ball. Neither of the teams has yet taken the initiative. He has found the way through. Oh, good claim by the keeper. He certainly earned his keep there. Raya did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Timber. Rice. And Mosquera. Can he get it through? Fiori. Now it's Yamal. Now it's Lewandowski. And he's managed to get free.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Saka is in a really good position out wide. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Cleared without hesitation. Gyökeres is flagged offside.
Yeah, I've had a quick review of what we've seen so far, and I can confirm we're in a shot-free zone.
Martinelli gets his head on it! No, he didn't quite meet it right. Rafinha. Timber flings it across. Header! And it's hit the woodwork and out! And that was very necessary. Threads one in. He's made sure that's not getting through. Is it in? Yes, it's an own goal.
That can happen to anyone. It's truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Look, often chances are hard to come by in these games, so just one mistake could be all it takes to make the difference.
Arsenal already with the upper hand and looking to turn it into something close to dominance. He's found a way through. Martinelli! Oh, denied brilliantly.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Yamal. Barcelona are inclined to exhibit a more cavalier approach to the game, Jim.
Yeah, possession-based football can be expansive and stylish, provided you have enough ballers in your team and someone who can dictate the tempo. It's not a style that...
Oh, they could be caught out here. Can he finish? And it's in. 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Arsenal are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
There's a certain authoritativeness in everything they do now. If they want to kill off this game, now's the time to get it done.
And here's Rafinha, just eases him off the ball. Chance here to counter. Timber. Can he get on the end of this? How Kubasi cuts it out. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
And it's De Jong. Not the most accurate pass. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Oh, played through for the wide man. This looks promising. Incoming delivery.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Pedri. Great vision. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Timber, who's set up 1 goal so far. A well cut. And it's half-time.
Arsenal are 2 up, and on the balance of things, I would say deservedly so. They had a very coherent game plan, and if they are allowed to continue in the same vein, I can only see the margin getting bigger.
Please grab the tickets you were given when you were
Arsenal
walking through the
are
gates.
heading into the break, very happy with how it's gone so far. So off we go again. Yamal. Dani Olmo. And it's Koundé. And Kubasi. Koundé. De Jong. And here's Yamal. And it's Pedri. To Cancelo. And here's Rafinha. He's found space here. And he's taking no chances there. Little pass back.
I would think that was the wisest choice.
Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Pedri. The message is clear, none shall pass. Gyökeres. Cleared away. Shoots! Relentless! Just relentless! And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here, because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. As crossed into the middle. It's in! It could be a lifeline! 2 more needed! Barcelona may be down, but not out just yet. Oh no, that was never going to make it. Dani Olmo.
The bottom line is pressing so effective. That's why everybody's doing it now.
The attendance for this
There's a
match was
sharp little ball here.
332.
Calafiori gets into a good position. Yamal. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Saka, skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. De Jong couldn't squeeze it through. Ambitious ball here.
That's a shame, because it was such a good decision.
De Jong. Koundé. And it's Koundé. Now that looks a decent ball. Yamal is wide and looking to get onto this. Big chance, corner. Saka tries to clear, and now they can spring out of defence. He's got away. Plays it across, and it's been hooked away. Tries to pass it through. Rafinha. Played into space. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Rafinha for João Cancelo. Araujo. Garcia. Not the most convincing of passes. Oh, that's well spotted. And the keeper's got it again. Keeper's got good distance on that. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Martinelli. Calafiori. Big chance! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Calafiori. Added Zubimendi. Dani Olmo. And it's made its way to him. Chance! Could have won it there and then. He knows that. Oh, he knows it.
Gyökeres clearly furious with himself there. They looked for all the world like they were going to go 3-up.
Dani Olmo. Yamal. Yamal will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. And here's Yamal. Pedri gets a good foot in there. Gyökeres receives it in a good position here. That's an excellent interception. Pedri. De Jong. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. And it's De Jong. And Koundé. And it's De Jong. Pedri. That's going wide left. And he's had it nicked away. Timber. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Arsenal clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Oh, he's burst through. He's had a shot! That was superb goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
It's their second corner of the game. Impressive jump. And he has kept it out somehow.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Pedri, spread out to the left. Nicely weighted ball.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Martinelli! And collective relief etched on the faces. And we're done. And so they have the outcome they desire. A dose of reality and quality, absolute togetherness, and the job is done. Martinelli, voted man of the match, and deservedly so.
For each block, please report
After all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to their strengths. There was a clear picture of what they set out to do, and the players were determined to deliver it, and they did.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. We're up and running then. Konsa deals with that comfortably. Looking to play him in. Saka looking to receive it in space. That's a sharp pass. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, Peter, I'm a huge fan of Bukayo Saka. Someone always praised for his versatility, his attitude and his cleverness around the pitch. He has the potential to excel in all positions.
Big chance! Well, now it's a race for the ball. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Ito, looking for options for movement. Nicely shot. Getting up there! And oh, he's got that completely wrong. And he was quick to react. It's been a pretty high-octane start, at least from one side's perspective.
Yeah, whether they've been allowed to set the standards or not, they're setting them, and a goal has to follow.
Kamada, he's in plenty of space here. He's found the way through. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Tries to pass it through. Japan are enjoying the lion's share of possession, but nothing yet to show for it. And that's another throw. Nicely weighted ball. That is good alertness. Bellingham. Rashford. And it's Kane. Nicely spread. Now it's Palmer. He's through here. He's picked his way through. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And he's being shifted off it. Palmer. And Gehi.
Oh, it's great work in terms of both purpose and intensity.
Now Konsa. Oh, he's found support out wide. Now it's Rashford. Now it's crossed into the middle. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. And it's Stones. And it's Eze. Played out wide. Now it's Palmer. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And that is going out for a goal kick. Not the best distribution from the keeper. Bellingham, looking for the run. Saka is wide and looking to get onto this. Great ball, and he's in here.
Just needs a little bit of fine-tuning.
Rashford. It's Saka, and it's Eze. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Played back. Can he get it through? Chance for a shot! And how good was that? A finish right from the top draw. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Number 9.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition.
Oh, terrible pass. Stones calmly anticipates. That is ended up in no man's land. Well, good play on the left-hand side here. That's a throw. Space for him to turn and look. Ito is flagged offside. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Stones. Shifted it to the flank. Kubo. The only breakthrough then came late in the first half here, and that is the difference. 1-0 the score. Now, can they get him away? Kubo gets a cross in. Easy enough for the goalkeeper. Rashford. He's shifting through the gears here.
There will be 1 minute added time.
And here's Kane. Palmer. Foden has it in a wide position. Delivered low. That's the end of the first 45. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, this is when you need your players to step up, Peter, be brave, see all that courage. They need to have a big start to the second half to give them some momentum, and they're not going to get that if they're being too risk-averse.
Japan can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. Japan leading courtesy of the game's only goal. Quality ball. It's a pretty loose pass. That's an imaginative pass. Konsa gets across to intercept that. Kamada is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Whatever he had in mind, that was not... He's having a shot! And a neat finish! And this is getting better and better. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
There's a certain authoritativeness in everything they do now. If they want to kill off this game, now's the...
And a header! And he's gone looking for safety. And it's Palmer. Mitoma.
That dugout has had some relief at least, but now the harder work starts. They've got to push for more.
Played out towards the right wing. He's in plenty of space here. It's gone in! He's put through his own net!
That can happen to anyone. It's truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Listen, sometimes you need that little bit of luck in games like these.
Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Pass somewhat off target. Knocks it into space. Well read, nice interception. Palmer. Foden. So 2-1 now, and things have got a whole lot more enthralling here.
Yeah, this is a real psychological test now that will tell us whether one side buckles and the other kicks on.
Foden. He's a sharp little ball here.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Now it's Kane. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Well, that looks a decent ball. And the shot! That's really well cleared. Saka. Kamada. Tries to play it through. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Punched away. That's really well manoeuvred. Oh, good spread. Bellingham. Saka. Oh, perfectly measured that. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Distributed tidily. Palmer. He has found the way through. Good decision by the keeper, got that exactly right. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Shoots! He's got a goal! And surely that does it! Perfect time, decisive strike. And that was as close to certain as can be.
Some great movement here, and the pass was perfect. All he had to do was just apply the finishing touch.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Yeah, I can't think of a better time, Peter, to get that two-goal cushion. That, for me, should be decisive.
Eze. And here's Kane. Kamada. Spread out to the left. Where it came from. Pickford gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. And it's Kamada. Eze. Bellingham. Saka. And it's Rashford.
Substitution for Japan, number 20, Kubo, number 15,
Bellingham.
Kamada, number 5, Morita, coming on the
Rashford.
field, number 10, Doan, number 19, Hatate, number 25,
Now it's Foden,
Fujita.
and he's managed to get free. Great chance! Goal! Late drama, late goal! This will be one frantic ending! That was a given, it always was.
Yeah, the goal was really well worked. Look, the game is a constant search for space, and he found the pocket.
England give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, the mindset has changed. Now they need to find all the courage they can get.
I think we're just about done here. Some good work on the right flank here.
4 added
That
minutes has been indicated.
cut short. Well, that was very necessary. Confirmation that there will be 4 minutes stoppage time. Aimed beyond the defence. And it's a crossfield ball towards the other flank. Shot could be... Can he finish? Well taken goal. That was easy, almost too easy.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence, who were made to look a little lost, in all honesty.
And yes, it's him again. And the referee brings it to a close. Japan can probably lay claim to the title of having been the better side here. Certainly more results-driven as they went about their business in an efficient manner.
Hello, attendees.
How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to their strengths. There was a clear picture of what they set out to do, and the players were determined to deliver it, and they did.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening. So hello and welcome to everybody who has joined us for the build-up to this occasion of ultimate tribalism. And as you would expect, that build-up has been remarkable. They fight here not just for the pride of their manor, but in the ultimate show of one-upmanship. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it is time to let them at it.
Well, it's certainly going to be huge, Peter. The demands, both physical and mental, on these players out there will be massive, and there's going to be a big responsibility on both captains to keep the players in check. We need talkers to ensure that everyone plays the game, and not this occasion.
So things are underway. Ambitious ball here. Oh, delightful ball. Nice interception, well timed. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Szoboszlai. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, Peter, this guy, Alexis McAllister, is someone whose stock rose dramatically due to his exploits with the national side. But he's someone I see as a born footballer. I mean, he can play the 6th position, he can play in the number 8 position, but I feel he's probably...
Can he finish? Oh, it's come loose. McAllister clears without hesitation. And it's James. Gakpo. James, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Good ball, good take. Spread out to the left. And that should get the job done. Still goalless at the moment. And the keeper's got it again. A long ball by the goalkeeper. Now, can they get him away? Palmer! An instinctive delivery. And he's opted for the long pass. McAllister. Liverpool have quite a reputation for being combative, confrontational, just in your face, Jim.
It's well rehearsed, Peter. It's testament to their excellent work ethic, really. The way they always go chasing the ball in numbers, and they can keep it up late into a game too.
Hangs one. Big chance! James getting this one clear.
This is the time you need that pace.
He's in a great position here. Well, that's beautifully weighted. João Pedro. João Pedro was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Isak. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. João Pedro. That'll be a corner. Chelsea with the corner, they're first. Cleared without hesitation. That has ended up in no man's land. And now they can spring out of defence. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. McAllister. Gakpo. Great vision. Now it's Gakpo. He's shifting through the gears here. He's had a shot! A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Robertson, nicely weighted ball. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it. Chelsea truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
James. Pedro Neto. Now it's João Pedro. Pedro Neto. He's having a pop! Split-second reaction.
Pedro Neto really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
It's their second corner of the game. He's there to hit it! Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. Gakpo. That is good strength. He's a sharp little ball here. And the through ball. He's on it. Can he get away? João Pedro unable to make it happen for all his good intentions.
There will be 1 minute at a time.
Pops him off it and wins back the ball. Fofana. Can he get on the end of this?
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
A quick look, thought about cutting inside. No way through, so back it comes. And it's half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Chelsea currently behind by 1-0 at the break.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat and the support have had little to cheer about, so an awful lot of questions have got to be asked and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. Back on the way then.
Chelsea really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Good take, and the shot! Oh, he's been caught on it here. Gakpo. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Fofana calmly anticipates. Chalobah. Distributed tidily. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
He is through here. Flings in across. Looking for options for movement. Pedro Neto, and he shoots! And he's stuck it away! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little...
Oh, that is asking for trouble. Van Dijk.
Mission 1 has been accomplished, so why not continue with the same approach?
That's an errant pass. McAllister, quarter of an hour into the second half. Pass somewhat off target. And it's Fernandes. And he's picked it up out wide. Now here's the delivery. That's a decent clearance. Gakpo. That's good running with the ball. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Now it's João Pedro. Now it's Isak. Frimpong. Salah. Threads one in. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. And it's Caicedo. Palmer is onto this, so no flag here. Has to go back here. He's going for goal! No, he's missed it.
Fernandes probably should have taken a breath and looked for runners. It helps to put your head up from time to time, Peter.
Stood up well to him there. Frimpong tries to pass it through. Mohamed Salah picks it up out wide.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Oh, good climb! He doesn't look too happy with that. Palmer. Pedro Neto. Now that's well seen too. Referee's given a throw. Caicedo. And here's Palmer. Fernandes. Great chance for a shot! And that's a sharp finish! complete! So smooth, a signature finish.
Well, it always comes down to the telling final pass, and that was a beauty.
Chelsea with the lead.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another? Liverpool really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
And that has left him in a heap. Now it's Pedro Neto, and he's got away from him. Mohamed Salah is in a really good position out wide. That has not gone well. Szoboszlai. And it's Wirtz. Now that looks a decent ball. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
He made it look a bit predictable.
He won't be happy with that one. Wirtz. And here's Isak. Well, the boss won't be happy about that at all. They were pedestrian in possession and carried almost no threat at all. Fernandes. Szoboszlai kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Frimpong. Into the last 5 minutes. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. I think we're just about done here.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
Frimpong. Wirtz. Now it's Mohamed Salah, and he's managed to get free. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Played into the box.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
And it's Szoboszlai. He's being urged. Can he finish? And that's a good finish. And right near the end, we have parity. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
And that will be it. A good watch, more than a good watch actually, certainly from a sporting perspective. It lacks winner, of course, but the crowd